Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Marvel Maniacs. This is Manav. Uh, we were very overwhelmed with the response on the first episode. Thank you and keep it up. Again, today I'm joined by my brother who's equally as passionate.
Hey, I'm Arnav.
Okay, so today we have the breakdown for episode number 4. So this time we're going to keep it a little bit more structured. First, we're going to take you through the little bit synopsis,
The summary first.
the summary first, and then we are going to start breaking down the Easter eggs and some of the things maybe you would have missed. So let's get into episode number 4. Okay, guys, as you know, there's going to be a breakdown and a synopsis of all the episodes of WandaVision. You can see the first 3 on our first episode. This is going to be the 4th one, and the subsequent ones are going to keep coming. So before you proceed from this point out, everything's going to be a spoiler. So this is the spoiler alert. A 2-second pause, and then we are going to start. Hey guys, before we start, I'd like to tell you about today's sponsor, Anchor. Anchor is a free and simple tool if you want to start your very own podcast, just like we did. Anchor is so easy to use, a 13-year-old can use it.
That's right. It's so simple you don't even need to leave the app to record, edit, and publish your podcast.
Just download the Anchor app or visit the website. Hit the record button, edit as needed, and hit publish. That's it. Anchor does the rest of the work for you.
Anchor will distribute your podcast to your favorite podcast streaming platform like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcasts, and many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place.
Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Okay, so the first episode starts with a new character which we haven't seen before, or maybe we have, but when we did see her, she was quite little. This character is none other than Monica Rambeau. Now, if the
She
name,
was first seen as
yeah.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she was
when
first
she
seen
was
in
very
Captain
young.
Marvel. She was very young, and she's the daughter of Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
Yeah. Monica Rambeau is the daughter, right? Or is
Yeah,
it Maria
maybe.
Rambeau?
Yeah, Monica
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Rambeau
my bad. Monica Rambeau is the
daughter,
daughter.
yeah.
Maria Rambeau is the mother. So we see Monica Rambeau actually come back from the reverse snap.
After the Hulk snap.
After
yeah.
Hulk snapping, and we see her in a hospital.
In the hospital, yeah. And then she goes
next to what's supposed to be her mother's bed. But then we realized that her mother actually didn't get snapped, and she actually died of natural causes.
Yeah.
Uh,
She died due to cancer, I think.
Yeah, she died due to cancer, and she died due to natural causes. And Monica obviously is not able to figure all this out, and she's very confused. She's in a fit, so she asks the doctor what's going on. And obviously, for everyone who's come back from the snap, they don't know that 5 years have passed. So
They think
for
only
her-
20 minutes.
yeah, they just thought they dozed off for like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and then they're back. So it's actually been 5 years, and that's quite devastating.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we get the view outside of Westview.
Outside of
This is the real
Westview,
world,
yeah.
and not inside Westview. So that's what's different. And next we're introduced to Sword. Right?
Yeah.
Sword.
After she gets to know that her mother is dead, she goes back to Sword.
Okay, so by this time she's already followed her mom's footsteps, right?
Yeah.
She's already working as a
Her mom
agent and-
mom made a
So basically, her
sword.
mom, helped
Like
found.
Shield.
Just like
something-
Shield, there's another entity called Sword. So Shield, while it was made to protect from future
Threats.
disasters and threats from the outer space or from the unknown, Shield was Sword was actually made to counteract or to actually explore
Yeah.
beyond the current planet, beyond the Earth, beyond our planet. Shield is something to do with strategy.
And do you remember in the second episode and the first episode in the ending, there was a symbol of something.
Yeah, in the first and second
people,
episode, yeah.
people were thinking, what is it? It's actually the symbol of sword.
Yeah, it's a symbol of Sword.
It's a symbol of Sword, yeah.
So Sword is similar to Shield. That's what
Yeah.
we take from this episode, but it has a different mission altogether. So
Yeah.
Sword stands for sentient weapons, something. We forgot what it is.
And shield.
Magic something. Actually, we have to do a
Yeah, we had to do a little bit more research. Yeah.
To
So-
tell you about this.
After that.
But anyways, she's inside the SWORD headquarters, and we see that her mom was actually one of the founding people for SWORD.
Yeah.
Yeah, and her name says Photon,
Yeah,
which
her
is
name-
very important.
Her name says.
Yeah, this is to
Photon
be
in
noted,
between.
Photon. Yeah, because
Over there we see that those
Maria
people have.
Photon Rambo.
Yeah, over there we see that those people have left. about engineering. They've gone to AI, nanotech.
Yeah.
That's also the main thing to remember, which will come in further
Yeah,
episodes.
which is going to come in further episodes. So we don't want to spoil the first episode. We're just going to spoil the fourth episode.
Yeah,
for you.
I'm just saying that just left the engineering stuff and they've gone to AI and nanotech.
Yeah.
So then it starts with Hayward,
director
who's
Hayward.
the director now.
Yeah, so it was actually founded by Maria Rambo, and Hayward is one of these people he's part of this group called SWORD, right?
Yeah, now he's the main person.
Now he's the chairman,
He's leading,
chairman or something. He's like basically what Nick Fury was for Shield.
So he told Monica Rambeau that she won't be allowed to go in some big cases, and then she'll be allowed only for some domestic cases.
Yeah,
and
domestic
then
cases,
Monica
and
Rambeau
then
says,
and then we see
we're ready.
and then she's posted to Westview.
And then when she goes to
This is where the real story
Westview,
starts,
we get the glimpse of Jimmy Woo after Ant-Man and the Wasp.
After ages, this guy,
we didn't even expect Jimmy Woo to come in such a way in this episode, Like we're like, oh wow. And one more thing is like he gives an introduction by a magic trick which was learned by Scott,
Yeah, so
the magic trick.
This is a great callback to Ant-Man and the Wasp where we see Agent Woo for the first time, and the first encounter between him and Scott is quite hilarious, where Scott is doing magic tricks, and then
in one part he asks him, "Can you teach me the tricks?"
So I feel Marvel does a good job of character development. This is just overall, not just for WandaVision. I feel character development is what we've been seeing ever since the first movie that they've blessed us with. So character development, story continuity, I feel like Marvel deserves a huge round of applause for this.
But we do see some plot holes here and there.
Yeah, we do see some plot holes, but then
it's fine.
Overall work is very great. Yeah, it's overshadowed by the success and the kind of thought they put into everything else. Right. So, anyways, now that we're
coming back to the fourth episode.
So we actually see
Jimmy
Monica
Woo.
Rambeau and Jimmy Woo actually visit the town of Westview. Now, the plot hole, as we were talking about, I feel like they didn't really do a good job explaining as to why Jimmy Woo was there and why Jimmy Woo didn't enter, and why Monica was the one to enter. I feel if anyone is close to that, they would be kind of curious to see what's going on. But they just do some dialogue work and they say that why.
I know. I don't think it's a plot hole or something. I just think that Jimmy Woo was scared. According to me, like Jimmy was scared to go inside.
Yeah, they do some really weird dialogue stuff. So I don't really understand as to what the reason is for why Jimmy Woo doesn't go. Why Jimmy Woo isn't as curious as Monica Rambeau is. So what they actually do is you remember that.
Monica Rambeau was very curious from the start. When we saw in Captain Marvel, she wanted to hear the conversation between the Skrull and Captain Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
She was inbuilt. She has some curiosity inside her. So
that's what Marvel plays on. That's the character development.
Hint of curiosity found in her in Captain Marvel is found here now.
Yeah, so that's why it's called character development, right? So these people who have over
there Jimmy Woo says Monica. So
Jimmy Woo and
says Monica
they try
that
to do some experiment by sending a drone inside.
Before that, there were two constables standing there, and they asked them, "Is there any town called Westview?" And then those two said that no, there is no town known as Westview. So there, Jimmy Woo and Monica Rambeau get worried. You're like, what is happening and all.
Yeah, so that's the dialogue work that goes on.
Yeah, it was very creepy.
It's kind of creepy because then they start
to
say
that there's nothing known as Westview, but there's a board of Westview there,
So basically Wanda's in there, she's in control of everyone inside Westview, but then anyone who's related to them outside of Westview has their mind erased of the memories of the people who they're associated with. So we can see that Wanda's already so powerful, right? And to be in control of an entire town is no easy feat, I feel. But anyways, so that's the experiment.
Then after
they
that,
try,
the experiment is they try they try to send in new tech LED chopper to capture the video, but then as soon as it enters the Westview, in episode 2 we see that it's just a normal chopper.
It just disappears. So
because
this
as soon as it enters the hex.
Yeah, as
soon as it enters the Wanda's
everything has to become into Wanda's reality.
Like if Wanda is living in her reality in 1980s, then everything whichever
Anything
thing
that enters from outside has to be
around 1980s.
has to be
stuff.
of that theme. Yeah, has
The
to be
theme,
of the
yeah.
1980s theme. So the basically the knocking that we hear on the window during the second episode is nothing but the helicopter that goes
Helicopter,
in, right?
yeah,
and
that
then
goes in.
and then she actually finds it. And
Yeah.
remember the anomaly that we were talking about during the second episode, where everything is black and white, but only the helicopter was
Helicopter
red.
is red.
So that's the anomaly.
Because
That's pretty much the anomaly, and they connected the story so well from the 1, 2, 3 and the episode 4. It's actually deserves a round of applause, and literally we just screamed. Remember?
Yeah.
We just went crazy. How-
Many people had theory that Tony Stark is sending this.
Yeah.
I just went to YouTube and everyone like Tony
This is
Stark,
so
Tony
weird.
Stark,
People
Tony
have some
Stark.
crazy
Yeah.
theory on YouTube, Reddit, and all these
Yeah,
places
yeah.
on Quora. So, but none of that is true. But Marvel really they did some realistic and they did some really crazy work, and I feel it really deserves a round of applause. But anyways, so this is not the only thing that we see, right? We see so many things.
So after that,
So moving on to this, continuing to the chronologically the story, we then cut to the scene where Monica gets sucked in.
Yeah, no. What happens?
Monica gets sucked in,
goes-
and then she's introduced as a character
goes- yeah,
Geraldine.
she's introduced as a character. known
She's
as
Geraldine, and Geraldine's pretty odd during the episodes inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, during the first three episodes, we see her during the second episode. She's
We
introduced
see her
in the
doing a
second.
third episode also.
Yeah, we see her during the second episode. Third
gets
episode,
pushed
she
back
becomes the
also.
main character.
Yeah.
Right. So after this, we see that SWAT starts setting up base outside of
Yes,
Westview to
yeah.
understand what's been going on.
And then they call a doctor.
Oh yeah, the doctor. Okay, now this is so
Is-
crazy. This blew our minds. This just blew us away. So basically,
So you remember Thor?
yeah,
Thor-
you remember the movie Thor? this is literally the best character from the first two Thor movies. So this is none other than Darcy Lewis, who's now
Who's now
Dr. Darcy
yeah.
Lewis, and we see this badass return again, and her entry and her character development is
was very good. There was some jokes
insane.
around.
Yeah, there's jokes around. So whenever there's people like her, whenever there's someone who's already established as a comedy character, they have to continue their arc, and she does it beautifully. I feel from the time she's introduced in the bus to the
Yeah.
time where she's interacting even with director Hayward, she has her witty attitude
Yeah.
and the way she speaks. That's really fun. And
Now-
she
now
actually
as soon
discovers
as-
she actually discovers that
high level of CMBR, which is
CMBR, which is cosmic microwave background radiation. And this,
Good
we
work,
had to
good
watch
work.
it. We had to watch the episode 2-3 times. So this is basically the radiation that's coming out of
CMBR,
Westview.
yeah.
Now, since she being an astrophysicist, she's able to tell that there's some kind of anomaly going
yeah.
on, and what she finds inside that is a wavelength that
And then-
corresponds to the episodes, right?
Yeah.
That corresponds to each 1 to 3 episodes. And that's
So-
how they're able to start tracking and become involved. So if you see any anomaly in the first 3 episodes and you haven't watched the first episode and you haven't watched the fourth episode basically answers the questions of the anomalies in
First,
the
second, and third,
first,
yeah.
second and third.
So after she finds a high level CMBR, she asks them to get a sitcom or
Yeah,
a old
yeah.
TV.
So basically
so
they
a
ask-
1960s or 1970s TV. So when she connects it, voila, there's sound and picture.
Yeah, the sound and picture.
It's
Yeah,
a famous
that-
dialogue of Darcy Lewis in the part.
Yeah, Darcy Lewis. So basically, she's a fun character along with Jimmy Woo and Monica Rambeau. They
It's
actually
gonna be
make
fun,
a team,
yeah.
and this we actually see in the further episodes down the line. But anyways, I guess that's pretty much it about the fourth episode.
No, I'll tell you something more. So after the scene, she asks for coffee. Remember, she asked
Oh yeah,
for
that's
coffee
just
twice,
a silly
thrice.
thing. That's just some
That's
small
no,
silly
I know
scenes,
that's not a
right?
silly thing. In the further
Oh,
episodes,
that's just continuity.
yeah,
But
that,
that
no,
comes in
I'm
the
just
fifth
talking about the
episode.
quantity and yeah.
That comes in the 5th episode. But
So after that, during the night, she goes and you remember there was some radio sound like Wanda who's doing this to you.
during the second episode,
Wanda who's doing this to
Who's
you.
doing this to
there was
you?
actually Jimmy Woo trying to connect to Wanda
Yeah, and this is all possible because Darcy Lewis is
because
there,
Darcy
yeah.
Lewis is there. And every time something bad or something strange happened in the
In
sitcom-
Westview, it's all answered in the 4th episode.
No. What happens is like when Wanda is casting it in the sitcom, she suddenly edits it.
Yeah.
You've seen where the part where Jimmy Woo talks in the radio, we are seeing it, but in the fourth episode, suddenly it's cut.
It gets edited for the
Yeah.
people who are watching because she doesn't want to show that part because that's an anomaly and she wants it to be a perfect life inside Westview. So basically, she's cutting out everything that's not part of a perfect life, and that's. I mean, that really shows to the extent that Wanda's going to, create her fake reality. So is that it in the fourth episode? I guess that's it, right?
Yeah. No, we get the answer to this thing also. Who was the guy with the honeybee? This thing.
Okay, yeah. So they think that Westview doesn't go subterranean, right? So they think that Westview exists only above the ground. But then this is pretty crazy that Wanda has so much power that she's able to control everything
underground.
even from the sky all the way till like mid terrain,
Underground,
right?
yeah.
Till underground. So they try to send some guy in a manhole wearing a hazmat costume, but once he enters the other side, he's in a beekeeper's costume. So everything again has to change,
Has to change.
Wanda's reality.
And as soon as he
because
enters-
it's the 60s era, so we see him enter, and once he comes out, that's the anomaly again we get to see in the second episode. Yeah.
When Wanda says no.
Yeah, when Wanda just says no in a very creepy way.
And that scene is also, edited in the sitcom.
Yeah, that
the
gets
viewers,
edited.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's the pattern it follows, and yeah, that's what's been going on. And I feel we've broken down the episode 4 very well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's time to point out some Easter eggs. So let's see, what are some continuity errors or what are some continuity marvels that they've continued. So of course, character development is one of those things that we spoke about, right? Character development is really fun. We get to see that with Jimmy Woo when he converts the magic card. No, when he's introducing himself to Monica Rambeau, he just flips out his business card in the
And he gives
in
it
the, in the way a
to
magician
Jimmy Woo,
would.
yeah.
In a way, a magician would, and then we see Darcy Lewis, of course, being herself, which is very fun to watch. Darcy Lewis, I feel Darcy Lewis is one of the reasons I really like this show. Darcy Lewis is really fun. Okay, guys, I guess that's what wraps up everything for the fourth episode, and hope to see you in the next one. And till then, stay safe, bye bye, and watch WandaVision. It's an amazing.